Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, most of us have no idea what life is like in Africa. We only go by what we see, what we read, and what Africans say. I can remember as a youngster wanting to know about Africa, so I would go to the library and check out National Geographic magazines. And to this day, I have no respect for that magazine because they never portrayed anything but Africans as poor or fighting or disease or just everything negative. We never saw any cities, any tall buildings, or any streets where people were busy going about their daily walk. It was all about poverty or something about being sick. So learning more about Africa, the good and the bad, has been very enlightening. Now, there's something about Africans that's truly different from Black Americans, and that is that we have different family dynamics. Now, I am told by watching videos and talking to Africans that their parents get mad at them if they're not successful, where they can brag on them and things like that. Now, our parents would like for us to be successful too, but we don't get the pressure that they get, and maybe we need a little bit more pressure, some of us. But anyway, they are now making videos. Africans are making videos about living in the West and people back home begging for money. Now, I used to listen to this Nigerian guy named Franklin. I really liked Franklin because Franklin would just tell it like it is. And I don't know if he moved back to Nigeria because he was living in the UK. No, he was realistic and he was just not flamboyant or trying to embellish everything, but just, telling it like it is. And so Franklin used to talk about how the families back in Nigeria were begging for money. And it's not just Nigerians, because I'm going to show you this video of this young lady. It's really kind of funny, but it's driving the point home that at some point, living in the West is not all money, 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 money. You have to pay to live here too. But anyway, let me let you watch it.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagere here. Thanks for coming. As always, for the subscribers, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate it. Today's video is something that caught my attention and I was like, why not talk about it? And this is something that a lot of people are kind or mostly scared to talk about, especially like in the African setting or in my Ugandan setting, because they find it like being selfish, rude, arrogant, and all those things. And that is the black tax situation. We have this person, she's a popular face, Elsa Majimbo. She's originally from Kenya, living abroad, and she was giving her experience and what she thinks or feels about the situation. Bye guys, watch what she had to say, come back and let's talk about it.
Sending money back home or to your extended family is such a common African practice that I absolutely hate. I saw my dad doing it, and I don't even know any of my extended family. I saw him doing it with his brothers, with his sisters, with his grandparents, parents, like everyone in the family. As long as you have a job, they expect you to share that money accordingly, and that is just something I will not be participating in. I already knew I would never participate in this. Like, how do you come and tell me, oh, my kids are starving? Yeah, they're starving because you're lazy. Get off your ass, get a job, and feed your kids. And also, there's this one like extended family member of ours. And she used to ask my dad for money, and she texted me and she asks me for money. You've been asking my dad for money since before I was born. I was raised, I grew up. Now you're asking me for money. You lazies, I'm not fitting your habits. Clearly you're too lazy to be alive. I will let you starve. The fuck?
It is quite obvious that a lot of people back in Africa think that this economic crisis, inflation, and the hardship that has hit the world in general, it's only resonates in Africa. No, we are also feeling the heat here in America. People here are scrambling to survive financially. I know of people who have been out of job 3-4 months. And these are people who got family, wife, and children. And the little they have to squeeze it to survive. And some of these people have friends and family, church member, colleague, relations back in Africa who feel that they are so entitled that these people should be sending them financial assistance. And when these people are not able to meet this financial assistance, when these people come from Africa and say, oh, please, I need money, and they say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not in the position to assist you now, they get mad. They don't want to talk to you anymore. They don't even want to call you to ask you, how are you doing, how are you survive? They don't give a damn how you survive in America. The fact is that you are in America. Because you are in America, you are in London, you are in Europe, does not necessarily mean you are making money. Don't get this to your head, some of you. It's so annoying. It pisses me off when people feel so entitled. Like someone bless you with his hard-earned money. Even to say thank you is difficult. And you want to keep coming back to ask for more. And when that person says, I'm sorry, I cannot financially assist you at this time, then you get mad. You feel entitled. No matter how related you are to that person, it could be your blood brother, cousin, church member, whatever. I don't give a about that. Back off. Let them breathe.
Now you can hear the frustration in the man's voice that they're here in America. Some of them are working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to take care of themselves, their families in America, and sending money back home. And what's really strange is they're saying, and this is not the first time I've heard this, their family members will be wanting them to send money for people at the church. And in one video, one lady said her mama or grandma wanted her to send money to somebody who actually had children living in the West herself. And she's like, well, why can't her own children send her some money? Why do I have to send her money? So it's almost like they're coming across as selfish because they don't send money back home. And it's not just Africans. And by the way, it's not just in one part of Africa. Kenya is in the east, Nigeria in the west, and all in between they want money. But it's not just Africa. Because I watched this Bollywood movie called The Spice Queen. And this Indian guy was in the United States driving a taxi, not really making all that money. And one night when he was sitting at a red light at his taxi, somebody came and knocked him in the head with a wrench and said, you haven't sent any money home. So these immigrant families are struggling to make ends meet here, and then folks at home want them to send money back home. So I do sympathize with that. Furthermore, this guy says that they have a sense of entitlement, that they're entitled to your money. And then he said that even when you send them money, they barely even say thank you. They don't even owe you a thank you. So really it comes down to you knowing where to draw the line and just saying, sorry, I just ain't got it. I just ain't got it. I don't know that black parents do that. My parents would never do that. When we go abroad or when we go anywhere, nobody expects anybody sending the money. Black parents be thankful if their children are not begging them for money in some cases. And there was a time in America when black children did have their parents. Coming out of Jim Crow, when your parents really didn't have any opportunities, nothing like what we have now. They really didn't have money to buy a decent house or a decent car, and children did help their parents. But in recent times, we just haven't had to do that. And so now, this generation of black Americans don't even know what that's like, having to give money to their parents. But I'm sure there are some cases where they do, but that's not the general rule in America. And it is sad that these young people are trying to build a life for themselves. And you got these old folks back home, and this girl said they were begging her dad, and now they started begging her. But she looked like she got the right idea. Like, you know what? Get a job. Well, I honestly think it's unfair for these parents to be expecting people to take care of them forever. But, O'Shea Duke Jackson, who lives in Uganda, said that in some of these villages, and probably not all, but they all put their money together and send somebody to the UK or Canada or the United States. So They all chipped in to send you there. And so they're expecting you to give back. But now what these people are saying is that they don't ever stop asking for money. And everybody didn't chip in. I'm pretty sure about that. But anyway, this is a dilemma that African immigrants are facing. And they got to learn how to be more like Americans. You just have to get selfish at some point and say, I just got enough for me. I don't have enough to share. Because if they're trying to raise a family in the United States or UK or in Canada, these countries are expensive. So, unless they're making big money, gobs of money, they need their money. But anyway, let's keep our African neighbors lifted up in prayer and hope that they will be able to resolve this without destroying their family ties. But I think it's very unfair of the family members to do that, just based on what little I know. And Africans don't come into my channel telling me, don't be talking about Africa like you really care about Africa. And anyway, there are any number of channels on YouTube of Africans making videos about Black Americans. So I'm going to make the videos I want to make, regardless to who it's about. This is kind of unfortunate for these African families, and I hope they can resolve it in a peaceful way. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video, and have a good evening.